If you've been looking for a condo at a really reasonable price today, what we are going to do is we are going to show you the 3 cheapest condos in Toronto. We're not going to make you wait long. We've got 3 condos that are priced all under $450,000. They all have a parking space as well, which is an important factor if you are somebody who has a vehicle and you need to commute. So let's dive right into it here. So Valhalla, you've got 3 condo towers here, actually very, very nice buildings. I've got a couple clients who quite enjoy living in these buildings here, and they're not terribly old. So what you're going to see here finish-wise is actually fairly new. Space-wise, as you can see, it's a pretty efficient layout. Your kitchen situated towards the front of the unit. Back half makes a lot of sense with your living space where you would put a TV, a couch, a table if you wanted. So all of that checks the boxes for a lot of first-time home buyers. Bedroom, proper space and shape. One of the biggest downsides we have with a lot of the new builds out there is they're building these bedrooms with all these wonky walls, like the wall on the left-hand side of the screen, or right-hand side rather here. You'll see that on all 4 walls of the bedroom sometimes, and it makes no sense. How are you going to put a bed there? This one makes perfect sense. You got a bed that's going to go right against that wall there. If you have a TV or something you need in your bedroom for whatever reason, you got space for it on the other side. And then you do have, good size window in there, but you also have that ensuite, which is a nice little feature to have as a 1-bedroom unit. It's going to be that semi-ensuite, but it's something that's nice to have. You don't have to leave your room. You just kind of have that kitty corner that you can take right to your master. And your view, you're just looking over the 427 right at the Eva Road buildings. Now, there's going to be concessions you're going to have to take. If you are spending $450,000, that's going to be a cheaper condo, as the video title goes, and there's going to be some downsides. So we got parking space, but we do have a view that maybe not as desirable for some. Now, if you're a sunset chaser, this one might be a view that you actually like. At the end of the day, this sun is going to set directly off your balcony, and it's going to give you a beautiful view every single night. And layout wise, just so you guys have an idea of what you're looking at, as you can see, everything is laid out right here. You have your balcony, your bedroom, your semi-ensuite bathroom here. So everything's all laid out for you with your dimensions. Now, we're going to get into a few more details of this specific unit for you. So we are west facing, as we know, where that sun sets. You also have the square footage here, less than 600 square feet, maintenance fee, $501 per month. And then your property taxes at $1,652. So all of these are fairly reasonable. Your maintenance fee, it is what it is. You're buying a condo. There's going to be some maintenance fees that are associated with it. Now, some of the things that this building in particular does offer, you have a gym, you have a pool, so you do have some of those nice things. You have a barbecuing area, you have the outdoor space, and then in front of the buildings, there's actually a little play area for your kids, or if you want to take your dog for a walk. Now, the next building that we're going to show you guys is not too far off, but a little bit more in the Etobicoke area. If you need to hop on the subway, this is the location that works best out of the 3 I'm going to show you today. We're at 5 Maple Avenue. This is right near Bloor and Islington. Newer building as well. We're priced at $449. Now, let me sign in here. And you can see we've had a little bit of adjustment take place. They started at $559, nothing was working for them. $499, this was in 2024, and now they've had to adjust. It is what it is. The market is what it is, and now we're seeing it here at $449,000. So you have to ebb and flow with the market. These sellers are doing just that, trying to get the unit sold. Similar square footage, between 500 and 600 square feet, $362 a month for your maintenance, and then your property taxes slightly higher than the last unit at $1,838. Now, when you're looking at this unit here, you do have a locker, you still do have a west view, but we do have a parking spot because that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure that the units had when we were doing this search. So let's take a peek inside here. Nice living space. Definitely a little bit more cramped kitchen than the last unit we saw. I'm not sure if I want my, TV right in my kitchen area, but they've done the best with what they thought they could do here. Very tiny kitchen, and you can tell, smaller microwave, smaller oven and smaller dishwasher, right? So you are dealing with kitchen appliances that are going to be a lot more slim and slender to fit this space. It doesn't usually come with a coffee maker, but you got a good picture of it there for yourself anyways. Bedroom makes complete sense the way it's set up here. Nothing special. Double closet. Bathroom is just outside, of course. It's a one bedroom. You don't have to have the ensuite like the last one, but you do have in this case a stand-up shower, not a tub. So if you do have a kid, you might need a tub instead. It might be a little bit more easy to live your life and give your kids the bath, but generally one bedroom, you're not going to have a kid, or maybe you just have one, so you can navigate it here. So this is your westerly exposure. Actually, this, I guess the balcony faces west, but this is south here. This is the subway station right here at the kitty corner there. Now, this is your view down from the balcony. You know, there is 3 buildings in this complex, and then you have some of the older rental buildings that are across the street here. The area here, generally pretty good. Like every other area in Toronto, there's going to be pockets that are good, pockets are bad, but being walking distance to a subway station is extremely, extremely beneficial for a lot of people, which is why I wanted to have this one on the list. Now, I do have one more that I want to show you guys here that's popped up. We're going to just go further south. So we're going to go south of the Gardner to Legion Road. Now, this area we call Mimico, not so much, you know, Etobicoke. It gets its own little title here in Mimico. We're going to go look at Legion Road. This one, once again, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 parking spot. It's been on the market on and off less than the last couple here. So the last time it was on was almost 10 years ago. Then they had some trouble selling it a little bit earlier in April, but we're still on the market here in June, as to expect with a lot of the condos here. So $437,000 this one is priced at. Condo is also actually a very nice condo. We do have some clients in here, but the layout I'm not a huge fan of. It's got the bedroom that has like a faux window essentially into your living space. This bedroom for me is just a little too tight. I don't think it's doing it for me necessarily, and your living space is also fairly tight. If you're going to have tighter living space, tighter bedroom, you're not going to be winning on either of these scenarios. And as you can see here, like this is kind of the way your bedroom will be, fully exposed. So if you have people over, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The kitchen itself, it does have larger appliances here, but in this case, the larger appliances do this whole kitchen really, they do it dirty essentially here. Where the heck are you going to use any counter space if you have that big oven there and your cabinetry? It'd be nice to have more cabinetry if you had smaller microwave and smaller fridge. So, you know, sometimes the smaller appliances, they work better in a smaller space. Bigger appliances just make everything feel more cramped and tight. It is what it is. This is why a lot of condos are not selling right now. Bathroom, nothing fantastic, very original looking, and we're going to take a peek just at your view here. So not too much to look at. You're just looking at the side of another building here, and there is the Gardner over to the side, of course, as you need to remember. Lobby, very nice of the eye lofts here. You do have a gym, which is always nice, little spin center. You do have, there's a peek of your view, right? So you are looking over at the Gardner as I expected. Then you do have a party room that you can book off for your family, friends, guests, whatever you might be hosting. But at the end of the day, this is a $437,000 condo. So I've given you 3 options right now. I'd love to know if any of these 3 options would actually be something you would consider in today's market. There's 3 condos, all less than $450,000. They're currently all on the market. So if you want to actually go and see one of these in person, you can always reach out to me. Number will be here on screen. We can go take a peek, see if any of these spark interest in person. But keep in mind, there are a lot of condos in Toronto available, even ones that are priced higher than the 450 marker that we were talking about today, might be willing to negotiate to lower than these prices. So don't necessarily pigeonhole yourself when you're doing your searches online or talking to your bank about what that maximum price looks like on the buy side. because some of the sellers might be willing to negotiate their listing prices significantly lower to get into your ballpark. So keep that in mind. If you can afford 550, maybe even a 600 condo that you're looking at, you might be able to snag it for 550 still, depending on how urgent the sale is for that seller. Thanks so much for watching this one. If you like this type of content where we look at active listings on the market, show you what's available for certain prices, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to see another one of these, we have 3 units here that are under $400,000 that you can take a peek at. Or if you would prefer to see 3 detached homes under $750,000 in Toronto, you can always click that one here as well. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.